helicopter just realized he had no shot. This is Noodle speaking, and we are here with the first day of China Rising, the first expansion DLC on Battlefield 4, and I tell you what, this DLC has blown my mind. As that helicopter realized he has no shot either. Get near me in a helicopter, I'm probably going to shoot you down. Tell you what, this is an awesome DLC, and we are on the Silk Road map. And I tell you what, this may be the best armored combat map I have ever played. Previously in Battlefield 3, the Passau Railroad was my favorite armor map. That was the last DLC they let out with Endgame. But this one, I think, is better. There's more tanks. This is pretty much everything that Armored Kill in Battlefield 3 should be. There's close quarters. There's long-range shooting. I mean, this is just an awesome map. Let's dive in and let's take a look at the map and how it plays out here. Look at this here. We have 10 tanks on this map. There's 10 of them throughout the flags and at your spawn. 10 including the other enemies, 5 each side. We also have 10 LAVs on the map, 5 on each side. We have 4 little birds, 2 on each side, and we have 4 jets. That is a lot of vehicles, not to mention the dirt bike is back. That's right, the dirt bike's back. Watch out for those crazy C4 dirt bikers. But if I learned anything from that Battlefield 3 Endgame expansion, it's how to deal with C4 dirt bikers. Run like crazy, because those little bundles of joy aren't exactly bundles of joy, and will blow you up quite unexpectedly. As you see, I do end up wasting these ones, though, as they're just getting their dirt bike C4ing legs back, because they weren't too experienced. While I was playing this map, I just kept having thoughts of the Golan Heights in Israel during the 6-Day War. It's just kind of the same environment, but in Battlefield 4 we're playing in China, and instead of playing with old tanks, we're playing with Type 99s and M1 Abrams. But it's the same type of thing. The Israeli army won the 6-Day War they were way outnumbered, but they won it by maneuvering and by just being smarter than their enemy. And that's the same thing you have to do on the Silk Road map. You have to be smart, you gotta maneuver, you gotta use cover, and you gotta look around all the time, because there are things that can kill you everywhere on this map. There are so many prickly armor vehicles on this map, it's crazy. Basically, this map is laid out as a giant bowl. You have the D flag in the center, which is just the kind of the main flag if you want the bomber, which is brand new for the China Rising map. They now have the bomber, which kind of deploys like the gunship. If you hold a certain flag, if you hold the D flag, you can actually go and get in the bomber as it flies over, and you can drop bombs down on your enemy. Then around the D flag, on the Chinese deployment side, you have the G, F, and E flags that are up kind of on the cliffs. And on the US deployment flag, side, you have the A, B, and C flags that are in these sand dunes here. And that's where I'm fighting here. Important thing to remember about this map is, like I said, just keep your eyes peeled. Having a good gunner if you're in a tank or an LAV definitely helps you. And work the outsides of the map. I mean, if you're in the inside of the map here in the D flag, it's kind of not a good place to be, because there's just so many angles you can get shot at. You can see right there, yep, the heli glitch still exists in Battlefield 4. Hit the heli, smack on, and it does 0 damage. That used to be so frustrating in Battlefield 3, and I thought they'd get rid of it, but it's still here. It doesn't happen as much anymore, but it's pretty frustrating what it does. Especially when you get a nice shot from like a couple hundred meters away, one of those random heli shots, and it does no damage. That's just frustrating. But yeah, just work the edges on this map. and kind of let the infantry control the D spot, because there's just, like I said, so many of those little spots that guys can hide in. Little C4 guys can run out and put those little pancakes on your tank and blow you up. And not to mention that now there's double the C4, considering the support and the recon class both have C4 in Battlefield 4. So there's two classes that can throw those little sandwiches at you that aren't very fun. And they can throw the C4 farther now, so you can kind of hide behind something and just kind of chuck it over and make for a bad day. As you can see, these tanks here, they're all bottled up in the center there. And it's not doing them any good, because I can just sit up on the heights here and shoot at them. And they can't go anywhere, because I can see them from a mile away. And sure, they can shoot at me, but all I have to do is back over that next dune, and I'm completely out of sight. And they can't shoot through the dunes. So, overall, I think this is an awesome laid out map. I think the China Rising expansion so far, I'm going to do reviews on the other maps as well, it has been just fantastic. I think DICE really hit it off on their first try. We'll see how Second Assault is. They're building it up quite a bit. It'll be interesting to play the Caspian border and the Gulf of Oman maps on the Frostbite 3 engine. Personally, Operation Metro, not my favorite map in the world. It's just kind of I don't know. Everyone seems to like it, but it just, if you use your head, it's just kind of too easy to get a ton of kills, and it doesn't take enough skill in my mind. But lots of guys like it because they can just get that, rack those points up. And here's another thing I just learned. The 50 cal on the tank does an absolute ton of damage to jets, but not as much to little birds. Doesn't make sense to me, but it does pretty much 5 damage a shot to a jet. I had times where I got jets, I never killed one, I haven't killed one yet, but I've gotten them down to like 20 health. And that'll help you out. It's kind of an anti-air tank. It's kind of interesting, but it's kind of another thing that's a little bit weird about Battlefield is some of the damages aren't exactly accurate to where you think they'd be. For example, the Little Bird 25mm cannon does a lot of damage to tanks, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to anti-air tanks, where you think it should do damage, and where the Little Bird suffers because the anti-air tank can destroy a Little Bird in like 2 seconds. But that's life. I think DICE are going to figure it out eventually. They still have a couple little things to balance, but overall, this is a really great game so far, and I'm really happy with the China Rising expansion pack. I hope all of you like this video. I like putting these videos out, guys. I say this in every video, but if I have earned your subscription, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate all of you who subscribe. I've had way more views than I thought I would ever get on my channel. I just kind of do this for fun. Check out my other videos if you like my video here. I do have a lot of videos. I try to help you guys out, give you little tips and tricks on how to be better Battlefield 4 players. This isn't exactly a tip or trick video, but I kind of like to review this map because I think it's one of the best maps I've ever played. Again, my name is Noodle, and remember, use your noodle.